Hello, this is Bob Kaplan, and very happy to have this opportunity of sharing some of the most recent work that Dave Norton and I have been doing. This will be work that will be the organizing framework for the next Balanced Scorecard book, which focuses on linking strategy and operations. So let's start out. If you turn to the second page, the slide handout, you'll get a sense where we're writing on the book. It's focused on the fifth strategy-focused organization process of how to make strategy a continual process. And by way of background, of course, the 5 principles of the strategy-focused organization was the topic of our second book. Our third book on strategy maps was the Roman numeral 2, how do you translate strategy to operational terms using the framework of a strategy map. And our fourth book, published 2 years ago, Alignment, was the third principle, align the organization to strategy, the business units and the shared service units, as well as a little bit of principle 4 in the final chapter of how do you align employees to the strategy. Now we're hitting this area of the fifth principle, which we really haven't gotten into much detail, I have to say, in our writings. And so it was time, the time had come. And you'll see that it involves some planning aspects of translating the strategy to specific plans and resources to implement the strategy. A very important part is linking strategy to operational terms, aligning a lot of process improvement activities to the strategy. So as we turn to slide 3, this is the somewhat overwhelming and quite detailed, at this stage, preliminary diagram that really outlines the overall structure of the book of linking strategy and operations. We've had simpler views of this diagram in our previous work, but we found as we got into the details that we needed to expand this framework some. So just to orient you to this quite complex diagram, if you look at the upper left-hand part of this diagram, that's the strategic planning segment, where we, at the top, we have our annual meeting where we refresh, update our strategy. And the resource planning part of this are the strategic initiatives, this portfolio of strategic initiatives that we see that are required to help us achieve the stretch targets on our balanced scorecard measures. And so the strategic planning process culminates in the box called planning and funding the strategy, and the new line item that we call StratX, or for strategic expenditures. Now, I won't be talking about that in this talk because it is something that we have covered to some extent in previous work and in previous discussions. But the next step, and this is now the lower left-hand corner, is translating the strategy to operations. And here we'll see the opportunities of linking to process management and also being more explicit about where we get the operational budget. So the StratX talks about the strategic budget, but that still leaves unaccounted for the 90 or 95% of the spending that goes just to maintain our existing operations and to deliver our products and services to the existing customers. So the lower left-hand portion is where we translate the strategy into operational terms and also link operational improvements to the strategic necessities that have been defined in the strategy map and the balanced scorecard. Once we've completed the planning half of this diagram, which is the left-hand side, now we start to operate during the year, and we're executing, and now we get feedback from a variety of places.